Right then, the Manchester derby ended in a 0-0 draw, and what a boring game it was. For Manchester United side, I thought we could have done better, but again, after a disappointing result in the week against Forest, we thought we could bounce back and at least get a point, and I think we should have deserved to at least win the game. I thought the Premier League, the refereeing in the Premier League recently has been very, very poor. And it's a game in which, as I said, it's a Manchester derby, but it's probably one of the worst. And you see the players kind of embracing at the end. It was just a very, very boring game to watch. And I think you look at Manchester United, as I said, we had 6, 7 chances, and I think it was an opportunity for Manchester United to win this game. You look at the quality that Manchester United have. It has been a bit lackluster recently with certain players not finishing their chances. But again, I thought there were some good performances. Bruno again was fantastic in the 10, in the 6, wherever he played. He put in a good performance. I mean, Mazraoui, absolutely fantastic today. What a performance. That chance, I think it was the tackle on Foden, and then to defend it was absolutely fantastic. On the ball, he was fantastic. Again, I thought we did, and I think we're seeing performances build under Ruben Amorim. I think last week against Forest, yes, we did lose the game 1-0, but again, there were positives to take from the game. I thought today, yes, it was 0-0. We got a point. But again, all focus now moves to Thursday, where it's a huge Europa League game. I think Garnacho today, again, a player who got a lot of stick from the game against Forest. I thought he got around the pitch today, did a decent job, put in a good shift. And again, a performance by Garnacho in which it was much more disciplined. I think he did have a few wayward shots, but I think he was much more controlled on the ball. Again, defensively, building up from the back. I thought we defended well. Casemiro and Ugarte, the 2 sixes, defended the box well. I thought Casemiro had a wicked game, to be honest. Going forward, again, Garnacho, Xerxes. I mean, Højlund again struggled in this game. It looked like he was building up momentum before the international break, but just didn't seem to get involved. And you look when Xerxes came on, he had a few chances. The one where Ederson saved from his left foot, again, it was just straight at the keeper. He had a few nice bits of hold up play, was running with the ball as well. I think United are just missing an elite forward, someone who can score goals, and that's why we need to go out and sign a clinical, proven striker who can guarantee score 20 goals a season or around that mark anyway, like a Osman, like a Gyökeres, because we have Højlund and he's a young striker and he can develop, but we need someone who's going to come in straight away and score some goals. I thought Dorgu today was alright, wasn't woeful, but again put a few decent crosses in, got up the pitch, was supporting his run, his winger was running up and down the pitch, and I thought he did a decent job. But overall, it's just a very, very poor performance. It was a poor Manchester City side against a poor Manchester United side. As I said, though, we defended well, and it moves on into which is a huge next 3 games for United, 2 in the Europa League. You hope we can get through that, and obviously Newcastle as well next week. But again, probably one of the worst derbies, a first derby to end 0-0 since December 2020, so almost 5 years. I thought there would be some goals. I predicted, 3-2. And yeah, they were just, where did I go wrong with that? Because there was just no goals coming from nowhere. As I said, Bruno is someone who consistently is putting in good performances for Manchester United. I thought his passing, the one that he made to Garnacho, which then we did create that Xerxes chance for him, was very, very good. But other than that, the whole team just lacked that bit of energy, that bit of fight, and that bit of determination to get on with it. As I said, I think Amorim's going to be frustrated by that the most. It's one of the worst City sides, but again, it's one of the worst Manchester United sides, and I think we will improve from here. As I said, we're seeing some momentum. I mean, it was just, what was that performance? It was just a very, very lacklustre performance. I was very, very disappointed with it, and I think a lot of Manchester United fans would be as well. It was a snooze fest. I think the only player today who showed a bit was Bruno and Mazraoui. Everyone else was pretty dreadful. I think the subs, when they came on, Mount, Xerxes, just got around the pitch a little bit, did as much as they could, but again, just wasn't enough to get the job done. So yeah, a very, very poor performance. But again, there's some protests going on after the game, which is good. But yeah, I thought Bruno was probably one of our better players. Yeah, I think you can see the system in which Ruben Amorim's trying to build. consistent. Like, he hasn't changed the system, and I think he's done a very, very, very good job. And yeah, listen, again, it was a very boring performance. I mean, some of the challenges the referee didn't take out was very, very sloppy. Didn't make any sense why. But again, listen, we have chances. I'm just watching the one here. Delo, when he put that cross in, I think Ugarte went for the header and Garnacho just couldn't get under it. We did have chances in the game. The shots on target that we did create, I think, were good, but just wasn't enough to put them in the box. And as I said, 2 good performances now on the bounce. Not results, but definitely performances. And I think Amorim stuck to his principles. You can see him starting to build. And if I look at, I know stats are not everything, but you look at the stats from the game, there were periods where Manchester United were dominating the game. I mean, Onana got player of the match on some things. I know it was given to Bruno on Sky. So, but you look at some of the stats today. They dominated possession, but we had more XG, 0.92. They had more shots on target. We had more total shots. I mean, again, it's a game where Manchester United only have 2 shots on target throughout the whole game, and that's something that you certainly have to look at. I think Amorim and this Manchester United team have a lot to kind of go from here. But yeah, listen, man of the match was Bruno, but again, just wasn't a pretty poor performance. I mean, what was that? When you're looking for intensity, it's a Manchester start. There was nothing going on. Peace.